Get. Top of the morning, afternoon, night, depending on where you at. It's the Pope, your host that do the most. Welcome to the Just Being Frank show. Today's video, we got to talk about Chiney, Ogwumike, talking to Kelsey Pistol Mitchell, having a sit down amongst Kelsey Pistol Mitchell, her sister. I don't know her first name. It's her same as her sister, so it's Ogwumike, and Lainey Hamilton from the New York Liberty, right? And they having this little discussion about the league and exploding, and the popularity of the league and all that type of stuff, but also really have a problem with Indiana Fever fans. Now we're gonna take a listen. I know a lot of y'all probably heard this already. I'm a little late to the party on this here topic, but trust me, you're not gonna want to miss this breakdown. So let's take a listen. It's about a minute clip. I'm going to let it run, and then we'll take a deep dive. All right, let's bring them on up to the stage. Let's bring the ladies to the stage. Hear what they got to say, and we'll break down.
I feel like everyone uses that, but at the same time, I feel like it's just lit. Like women's basketball, the game, how far it's come, the excitement, the attention. Maybe I'll start with you, Kels, because Lord Jesus, your team and their fans, Jesus, they be getting up in everybody's business. Starting with you, Kels, and then going to B and NECA. How have you guys experienced? Is there like a moment that you think of when it comes to the explosion of the game and how it has changed the game?
Oh man, I think I've seen both sides of it. For one, like being on a team with like Kaylin and knowing that some of the stuff in the wave that she created for where the game is and what she's been a part of, like as far as this process, I've seen so much of it. And so I think for me lately was the shift in moments in Indiana period, as far as like the arena where we started. And B was my vet, kind of, right? Kind of.
We up there, sis. We up there.
She was a Fever girl first, and so she also saw, and she's a vet too. They've seen what Indiana was, and I think now where it's at now, the big moment is seeing the shift and being a part of it from a standpoint that I know where Indiana was, and so to see the cultivation of it, you just grow to appreciate the process and the growth in which the game is going.
Righteous. Now we're gonna run it back. And I'm going to break down now, okay? I love what Kelsey Mitchell said, the answer she had. The fact that this Indiana Fever, your team stuff, let's go ahead and break down what Chiney Ogwumike had to say, and then we'll get into what Kelsey Pistol Mitchell had to say. Let's do it again.
I feel like everyone uses that, but at the same time, I feel like it's just lit. Like women's basketball, the game, how far it's come, the excitement, the attention. Maybe I'll start with you, Kels.
Maybe I'll start with you, Kels. Yeah, she's a part of the reason why it's lit. She's a part of that, for real. She's on the Indiana Fever with Caitlin Clark and showcased very, very great talents. And so, yeah, she's a part of it. The Splash Sisters, because she's attached to Caitlin Clark as a baller, top-notcher. But it's funny to me, Chiney, that you would sit there and say you feel like the game now is just lit. It's so much excitement, it's so much attention on it, right? Now, I did hear you come out on ESPN on ESPN saying that Caitlin Clark isn't moving the needle. She is the needle. I don't know if somebody gave you a script for that, but the excitement and everything is because Caitlin Clark is the needle, right? Out of your own mouth on ESPN, on national television, you announced and said out of your mouth that Caitlin Clark isn't moving the needle. She is the needle. And then you saying right here, sitting here now, saying the WNBA is lit. So much excitement, so much attention. Everything is up now. So I think maybe I should start with you, Kels. Yeah, no duh. And what you say after that? Let's hear.
Else because Lord Jesus, your team and their fans.
Jesus.
In your face, Lord Jesus, your team and they fans. What about it?
They be getting up in everybody's business.
They get in everybody's business. Let's put that face back on. Let's put that face that you just had. I want that face. Yeah, I want that face sitting right here. Your team and they fans, they be getting in everybody's business. You wouldn't have no business if it wasn't for her team and her fans. And let me make myself clear. When we say her team and her fans, we're talking about Caitlin Clark. Your team, you mean her teammate? What you talking about? When you say your team, what do you mean? Her team, her teammate? Because it seemed like nobody ever had a problem with none of the Indiana Fever fans that played on the Fever before, or none of the new Fever fans. I mean, new players, not fans. Nobody ever had a problem with the Fever players before, and nobody has been having a problem with the new coming Fever players. Nobody's ever had a problem with them. So what do you mean? Your team, people's had a problem with Caitlin Clark. So you mean her teammate and her fans? Because let's be clear. I know a lot of people like to say the Indiana Fever fans. What they really said is Caitlin Clark fans. The Indiana Fever didn't have no fan base until just last year. I need the big screen. I'm gonna say it again. The Indiana Fever fans didn't have a fan base. Go look at what they attendance was the year before Caitlin got there. Go check their attendance record out and see how many people was buying tickets to their games. And then I believe it was like 3,000. They was at the bottom of the WNBA. So they didn't have a fan base. So they say your team and they fans and your fans, people are fans of Caitlin Clark, who has now become fans of the team that Caitlin Clark plays for. Just like when they used to say the Iowa fans, they travel. No, a lot of people became Iowa fans because of Caitlin Clark. It wasn't people that just lived in Iowa. It was people from all over the country, all over the globe that was watching, tuning in, traveling to see her play, all of that. It didn't matter what state she went to. You didn't even have to travel. People wanted to see her play. People wanted to see her play. So they showed up. And they fell in love with the Lisa Bluders, the Jan Jensens, the Kay Money Martins, the Gabby Marshall, the Hannah Stolke. You end up falling in love with those players that's playing alongside with her, and that definitely had her black back, and it seemed to be in sync all together. So we loved it. But they tried to, what were they used to saying before she became a Fever fan? The Iowa fans, they travel well. No, they're Caitlin Clark fans for real. They're not Iowa fans. All of a sudden, Iowa just don't have millions upon millions of fans all of a sudden. Not all of a sudden, Indiana Fever just don't have millions upon millions of fans all of a sudden coming out the woodworks. They're Caitlin Clark fans. And now learning who Caitlin Clark played with, who ride for her, play with her, and in sync with her, we've become fans of them too now. Kelsey Pistol Mitchell, Dewana Mama Bomber, but all the players that, the Erica Wheelers, the players that played with her at the time. Damaris Dantes, Aaliyah Boston, Sexy Lexi Hall, Greasy Burger. I got to do a video about Greasy Burger. I heard she was talking greasy. I knew I called you Greasy Burger for a reason. I knew it. That's neither here nor there. I knew I called you Greasy Burger for a reason. Heard you was talking reckless. But yeah, man. I mean, again, we love the Fever now. We definitely, you can say we're Indiana Fever fans. You can say that. But to be frank about it, and if you want to be technical, it's Caitlin Clark's fans. When y'all keep saying all this Fever fans, you just really trying to avoid from saying Caitlin Clark fans. Y'all getting tired of saying Caitlin Clark fans, because Caitlin Clark ain't giving y'all no reason to keep bringing up her name. So y'all would kind of look silly if you continue to bring up a woman's name who never talks about y'all in a bad light. Never. Even when she gets asked questions, set up questions to try to put y'all in a bad light. She still know how to keep it professional, keep it cute, keep it classy, and answer a proper way without making it messy. But y'all don't know how to do that. Y'all muck everything up when it comes to Caitlin Clark. Even Chiney right here, a woman who was just on ESPN saying that Caitlin Clark isn't the needle. She don't move the needle. She is the needle, right? And then get on here on these sit downs and all excitement. The WNBA is lit, but ooh, girl, your fans and your team, you weirdo. They be up there, everybody business. That's why you got business. Well, people know who you are. Nobody knew who you was. Nobody knew you. What are you talking about? Nobody knew you until you start talking about
it. They be getting up and everybody
knew your sister. It was just like this. She could have walked around every pit because nobody knew her. Blurry as hell. No, but we only know her now because if she played against Caitlin Clark on the Seattle Storm.
Everybody's business. Starting with
Laney Hamilton, as lovely as you looking up here and as hard as you play, as good as a player as you are, we didn't know you. We didn't know you. Kelsey Pistol Mitchell, as great as Kelsey Pistol Mitchell being, even holding a record in college for the most points and doing all the things that she accomplished well before Caitlin Clark even got there, we didn't know you. We didn't know y'all. We didn't know none of y'all. So you were talking about business. You wouldn't have no business if it wasn't for Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark brought the business. That's why the Indiana Fever Caitlin Clark fans is making y'all famous. And it's the thanks we get. We making y'all famous because we covering y'all. We talk about y'all. We putting you out there. So we really making y'all famous. Sheesh. And this the thanks we get. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We on our way to 10,500. Love to get there by the end of the day if that's possible. Much appreciation. It's the Pope. Peace and love. I'm out.